international event is now on dotaboom.gg. Special cases, exclusive skins, and a nice atmosphere of the main tournament of the year are waiting for you. Get 50 cents for signing up and open a case for free. Or try your luck with a multicast case and get a chance to grab 4 skins in one go. And here's what's important, the probably fair system makes sure all the results are fair and square. And by the way, every day, 20 of the most active users will share skins worth $90. And once a week, the most active Dota 2 players will receive exclusive sets and arcana items worth over 300. If that's not enough for you, then when you reach level 5, you'll be able to open free daily cases every day. And the higher your level is, the more cases you'll be able to open. So hurry up, use this promo code and get a bonus of 5% on your deposit, free coins and a free case. And the first 100 new users will also get 50 cents for registering. So don't waste your time, click the link in the description, activate the promo code, grab your bonuses, and then come back and continue watching the video.
Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here. Today we're going to be looking at Whisper's Earthshaker. This guy had an incredible tournament, especially on his world-renowned Pudge. Maybe that'll be a separate video. I definitely feel like he deserves a Pudge video because, I mean, the Clock Pudge? What is that? They were just cooking on Clock Pudge. I mean, sure. It doesn't sound like a great lane to me, but I don't know. They made it work. Now, the first thing that actually can make... So, Shaker's not a great laner. The first thing that actually makes these types of lanes work, even though it actually didn't even work here, funny enough, is stuff like this. Like, what is this? So, Cog's aggro creeps even before the aggro timer. So like, you guys know how you can't aggro the wave, the first few waves, until they reach a certain point. Well, Cogs just ignore that. Why? Who knows? But they do. Now, Pure does a pretty good job of trying to pull the creep wave outside of the tower, right? That was the goal of the clockwork. Make the creep wave stay under the tower. And the reason for that is it heavy pushes the wave. So then the Shaker is going to get to lane here. Now, only 3 tower hits is more than enough to put them in a good spot, as that was a good CS from Pure to stop the Enchant Totem hit. But yeah, he's going to use Enchant Totem at level 1 to try to get denies. To be fair, if the lane is going to be very difficult, some lanes are very high pressure, I don't really think you can take this ability. I even thought this might be a lane where he can't. He needs to maybe even take Fissure to take the range creep. But yeah, I mean, I guess Nature's Prophet isn't the worst. And the Clockwork is just going to make the Bane stay busy with pole camps and such. So yeah, pretty fine start. Now, a couple of other things I'd like to talk about with Shaker is his base stats. 315 base movement speed, pretty solid 58 damage, and for a strength hero, 4 armor is not terrible. So really the big one for me is 315 movement speed. This is something he got buffed. I think it was mainly an attempt from Valve to make the hero just a better roaming support, right? Move around the map. But at the end of the day, it actually definitely helped this hero as a core by a lot, right? 315 movement speed. You are so fast. Like, it's actually ridiculous, and it lets these difficult lanes be significantly more playable because you just tank less auto attacks when running away. You can pull creep aggro without tanking as many hits, right? These things are very, very impactful. So in this laning stage, you'll see a little bit of pressure onto the Bane, but in general, there's nothing to do here. And if you are going to play Shaker in the side lanes, guys, even mid for the most part, you're not going to be getting kills. What is happening? All right, they're messing up some item stuff. Yeah, you're not going to be looking to put pressure. You should almost strictly be using Enchant Totem to secure denies or last hits, especially flag bearers, and that is it, right? Forcing anything more than that is just too much. This is a hero that just needs to get off to a decent start to have an incredible game, especially if you end up having stacks. So, okay, pretty solid start, skill build. You're going to take first point Enchant Totem, second point Aftershock. If your lane is completely unplayable, you can skill Fissure and block the wave under tower. You just have to start with a Clarity. After that, he bought a Bracer. His next item is actually going to be Null. I thought he would consider Boots, but again, like I'm saying, this hero's fast, so you just don't need Boots as much as other heroes do. It's far less necessary. So yeah, ships out his Null with the Bracer. You know, he is trying to lane more than I honestly would have expected. Right? When you buy a Bracer and you buy a Null, you're definitely like laning. You're not really just playing for some mid-game timing. And so, yeah, kind of cool to see. It's not what I initially expected, but he's doing fine, right? You're never going to win this lane, right? Bane Nature's Prophet is very, very strong, super consistent, just a lot of casual right clicks, but he's doing a good job of keeping the lane back. His main goal is just pull aggro, pull aggro, pull aggro. Right? The only time he doesn't have to pull aggro here is because he specifically sees the Bane on the rune as he kind of gets outplayed there. Casually sees the Bane on the rune. Skill build, 114 is pretty normal. Sometimes you'll see people put the second point in W just to really make sure they can get the deny, but typically you don't need it. Definitely a much bigger fan of this skill build, right? Just get points in the E, get the damage up. It's going to help you take stacks later. That's kind of a big thing. As he cancels the NP TP. I wonder how necessary. I guess he really is trying to make sure that nothing happens. All right, sure. Seems like it was probably a bit unnecessary, but maybe the initial cancel was good. Is it going to kill him? Should be all right. This isn't... Okay, no. He's... Wow, okay. I'm surprised Pure didn't step up. I guess Sprout's on cooldown, so he's just okay. But yeah, probably overplaying his hand. Again, I think any variance where you just step up like that and try to do too much as Shaker is just generally a mistake. You don't have the ability to fight 9 times out of 10. Yes, I've seen situations where people overcommit on the Shaker, and then, you know, Fisher Aftershock is a lot of damage if they're melee range of you, and then Enchant Totem, kind of same thing, but like, the majority of especially ranged against Shaker matchups, you're not getting pressure, and you shouldn't even look for it. Like, as I was saying, him stepping up, I think, is a bit of a mistake. Okay, queuing up the Blink Dagger, again, pretty standard. You typically never upgrade boots. You just want to get to Blink as soon as possible, as he's going to TP back to his lane. And yeah, at this point, this is where you absolutely have to rely on stacks. And so if you're going to play this hero, you either need to tell your support to do it, because you really can't do it yourself. It's just not a thing. So you need to tell your support to do it, or you need to make sure that you're picking this hero specifically into like some free matchup, because the hero actually has some good matchups. For instance, I would say something like Spectre, because you just win the CS battle. Something like Faceless Void can be quite acceptable. You can definitely do pretty well in this matchup as he gets ganked here. Right, but again, kind of not overplaying, but like if you step up on this hero, it's not overly good defensively, right? It's not super tanky. It doesn't fight back exceptionally well unless you're getting a big echo on a creep wave, you know. So it's typically better to play safe. And again, you know, him kind of stepping up to try to help the TA with her gate play is maybe a bit much. As he's going to TP mid, I like this play. Kind of just saying, you know, I can't really go back top cleanly. Mid is free, right? I know where the Timber mid is. And, okay, he's going to look to maybe Echo on the Bane here. Would have been a nice play. All right, thinking about taking the stacks. And I would say the main thing you really want is like 4x, 4x. It's actually pretty important that both camps are stacked, which is why you'll see against Shaker, teams will just take the large camp. And that's really impactful, because even if you only take the large camp, wow, yeah, 4x, 4x kills the entire stack. And you'll see it's kind of just this thing where they're both a little underleveled. Like Clock is low level 4, he's level, you know, low level 6, and all of a sudden 7 3/4, and the Clock is 5.5. 5.5. Bro is 0-4. Is 0-4 minute 8, and he's level 5.5. And that's why there's so many of these teams wanting to play around this Earthshaker this tournament, because of the ease of execution and the natural scaling. You feel very comfortable playing into the late game with an Earthshaker, because look at this hero's talents. Base damage, Aftershock damage. Sometimes people take Fisher range, but Echo damage. And then at level 25, Echo Slam cooldown, you know, or even Enchant Totem cooldown is acceptable if you, like, eventually go into Ags. But that's pretty uncommon nowadays, so that's probably just cap. Yeah, but basically, like, this hero scaling, you buy a refresher, especially with this 20 talent, the Echo damage is ridiculous, right? It is ridiculous. If you hit a decent 2-man Echo, like 2-man, 3-man Echo, on like a couple of creeps, it's cooked. They're all dead, guaranteed. And you know, it's chain stun as well, so it's hard to respond to. But yeah, at this point, look at a skill build. 2 points Fisher, max out the Aftershock, got his Blink Dagger ready, up and going as he's going to find the Bane here. Casual little kill, nothing too crazy, didn't get smoked by anyone, so kind of just has to look for a mid lane kill. At this point, let's actually see what he's going to do. Is he going to TP bottom here? He's got Echo in 5, but the TA is dead. Really nice move from Betboom there to get the job done. He's definitely thinking about it. Silencer in the area. They probably can kill this guy. Yeah, but he's being careful. He's being careful. They're making it tough, and that's the thing about these pro games, right? They will literally, I mean, right, the Bane died to the blink, and now everyone's going to be careful about it. As he TP's in, okay. This is obviously a very, very deep dive. Sees a potential 2-man Echo. Okay, didn't hit the Willow, but right, something you have to keep in mind is the Echo damage is higher than the stun of Aftershock, right? So even if you don't stun them with Aftershock, because Echo Slam doesn't inherently stun, right? It's only Aftershock that stuns. Even if you don't hit them with the stun, they will take the damage, which is why you can put it in the middle of people, and sometimes even if you don't stun any of them, you'll actually do max damage if you just go in the middle. That's something to keep in mind, right? A lot of people don't realize that. But yeah, little chain stun here. They end up getting the job done. It was pretty close. Nice sprout from Pure there. It's almost super high skill to get onto the low ground, but against Clockwork and Shaker, a bit unreliable. As he taunts him up, gets the kill, and yeah, nice TP. So basically, on Echo cooldown, you make a play, and then after that, you kind of need to get back to lane creeps. The hero jungles pretty inefficiently. It just costs too much mana. Right, in order to farm a camp, you're going to probably have to expend 200 mana on a hero that, you just don't have a mana item, and so a real mana item. By the way, in terms of neutral item, he took mana regen, right, on the note of needing mana, as he's looking bottom, but doesn't have TP, so not too much to do. Yeah, just going to come back to the lane creeps. As I'm mentioning, you need to get to the lane creeps. Get to the lane creeps. It's a Lotus. I wonder if he'll just use it. Wow, holding Lotus over Bracer. Okay, I was going to say, surely you just use it. With these slots, it seems awkward not to. But okay, gonna farm up the small camp again. Pretty awkward to farm on this hero. I like the idea of maybe dragging the lane creeps to a camp so you feel more efficient in using your mana. I love this. Maybe stack. Probably this wave will die, and then you can drag the wave if you feel safe. Oh, he used Fisher. Yeah, I mean, probably part of the problem is he has to be just afraid. Well, I don't know. It's not like he's exactly reacting. I mean, okay, he's not playing afraid. He just walked into the tower. What is this? He's like looking, maybe I need to TP mid. I mean, clearly he wants to play fast. I mean, this is a big thing about this team. Is he getting set up on? Yeah, I mean, he looks, he could echo, but he's probably just dead. Yeah, nice vacuum. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I'm not gonna lie, Whisper. That was some weird stuff. He showed under the tower, like just casually, just tanked the tower hit, died, and now they're probably gonna lose their wisdom because of it. And they lose their wisdom because of it. All right, that was a bit sad. Definitely a bit of an overplay. And again, I think a big thing I would say is if you want to clear the wave and you don't feel safe, just use your spells. Fisher W, wipe out the wave, buy a clarity, suck it up, and don't die, right? To make sure you can have the ability to just keep echo for good echoes, because this happens all the time. You get gone on and you're like, all right, I got to pop my echo to try to stay alive. Maybe I'll get a return kill, maybe. And then now you end up wasting it, and feels pretty bad. Now, a big thing that maybe they'll even nerf, I don't know, is the shard. So what does it do? Well, it reduces Fisher cooldown. You can walk on it, which is actually very practical. I've seen a lot of Shakers live by you Fisher, like they'll get gone on and they'll Fisher like over this hill, for instance, and just walk over it. It gives you free pathing, which is pretty cool. But that's actually not even the big part. It means the biggest part is that Aftershock can be used on the Fisher. So basically, you Fisher a creep wave, then you cast your W, which casts Aftershock again on the Fisher, and it one-shots the creep wave. And hopefully you've learned this from watching my channel for long enough, but anyone who can kill creep waves from far away or not showing at all is going to be strong in the pro scene. Okay? Anything that kills waves safely can scale inherently, delay the game, and get farmed without dying, which is massive. Right, so you can see it kills the wave. I'll just kind of show that again quick. Pretty straightforward. You don't have to be melee range at all. That's just him trying to kill the Helm Dom. But from max range, you can kill off creep waves. And so it's massive, right? It's super massive. It allows you to just make sure you can scale. Now he's gonna buy a Kaya. Pretty straightforward. This hero has huge mana issues. Spell Amp is obviously nice, but it's mainly about the mana. Honestly, it just gives you that mana regen amplification and 16 int, so it helps out there. But yeah, at this point, taking some waves under the tower, again, feels pretty comfortable scaling. I would say they're pretty chilling. They obviously don't feel like overly inclined to rush the game. You could see that this hero doesn't like explode on net worth in games like this. Like you would argue, okay, his team is doing pretty damn well. Like if he was something like Bristle or Beastmaster, he could be like 10, 11k net. And honestly, I do actually think that's true. It is a bit of a downside of the hero. If your team happens to have like some good game around you, you don't exactly soak up the space very well, right? You kind of just have to join the fights, which is fine, right? It's fine, but it's something where they're not drafting around that because the clock's not going to take the space. The silencer's not going to take the space. So I think this draft has like a bit of a flaw almost. I don't think it's bad, but maybe a bit of a flaw where like Lesh wants to probably fight. He's rushing a blink, fight. And then so you're going to have quite a, like in a Dota game, you're usually going to have enough space to get like 2 heroes giga farmed if you want. In modern Dota, there's plenty of space for 2 heroes. You can 4 Protect 1 is like cap. You know, there's no real 4 Protect 1 because there's always at least even a sup just farming pretty casually. Real 4 Protect 1 is like Giga Dead. Because there's too many camps. It just doesn't make sense. Like, sure, maybe you'll have a carry with like 20% more net worth, but it's still like fake 4 Protect 1. I don't know. All right, he finishes up his Kaya Yasha. Honestly, I find this item to always be a little bit weird, but I do get it. It just means that you can like Fisher W very quickly. It allows you to just kind of catch people off guard with very quick Fishers. Lets you move around the map very, very quickly as this fight breaks out. Good thing about echoing here, but you don't really want to jump. Oh, he actually is going to do it. Okay, I actually thought maybe he wouldn't here, only because these guys look pretty dead. They're getting globaled. They're stuck in cogs. They look kind of dead, but I guess don't take the risk. Yeah, he's probably right about that. He's probably right. Probably right. But yeah, I mean, you just lead with Fisher. You always lead with Fisher in a W, and then you kind of judge, like, is it a good echo? So always in the team fights, you lead with Fisher. Okay, that's not true. There are exceptions. The exception is typically later in the game. In the mid game, you don't just casually lead with Echo unless like there is a 3 or 4 man Echo in front of your eyes. You should obviously click it. But in general, if you lead with Echo, a lot of the time the heroes behind the people you're echoing will naturally cancel the Fisher and the Aftershock and the Enchant Totem afterwards, as he finds a low kill onto GPK here. They win a fight. That's into the Tormentor. Very good from Heroic. Super good macro stuff going on here. He's going to TP mid. Little one shot of the wave. You do have to line it up. Big reason why you have to line it up is the Slugger is often a big reason why you can kill the wave as well. It depends. Also, yeah, he took Fisher damage. So, I guess I misspoke earlier. It's not, you don't take the base damage. You used to when you'd play around the W, but with max QE, you're obviously not really playing around the W. You take Fisher damage so you can one-shot the waves, right? Of course. Okay, killing the wave, again, one-shot it. Level 15, Aftershock damage. Pretty good. Scouting out the rune. Just some good macro stuff. Not going to force any moves. At this point in the game, I would say there's not too much to do. It's definitely nice if the game continues to just be pretty chill. I would say they scale very, very well. They are going to smoke. They probably want to get a kill into Roche. That is likely what they're looking for as they see the Timber, and they are going to insta-echo him. Again, I don't know exactly about these echoes. This one I don't understand straight up. I mean, because if you click on, I guess he's BKB, but in my mind, you expect Lesh to chain stun. Like, I feel like Fisher and Aftershock would be enough. I don't know. Perhaps he just doesn't want to risk it. Sure, fine. It's not the craziest thing I've seen for sure. As they're going to chase onto the Willow. This chase was probably a little questionable, but I say that, but then the Darkseer ends up panic TPing. Because I thought it was just going to be a waste of time, and then Miro TP'd in to try to help, which was certainly a mistake. That was a pretty big mistake. But yeah, at this point you can buy bots because you can play in a couple of different ways. You can buy bots, you can buy BKB, so you just like don't die when you go in. This hero does not disengage well at all, so you often need a BKB at some point. But yeah, a lot of the time you see a bots, and the reason why is so you can just kind of like Fisher bot wave, TP mid, join a fight, or Fisher bot wave, TP top wave, Fisher top wave. And you can kind of just like Fisher a bunch of waves and play to scale that way by just like botsing around and killing creeps, getting really high level. But yeah, I mean, I think when your game is this good, you absolutely can do what he's doing here. And I love this. I love this adaptation of like, my game is so good. I am so far, right? I mean, this doesn't look insane, but he's an Earthshaker. You have to keep in mind this hero, like a hero like Darkseer that's going to buy Helm Dom and like farm up neutral camps like crazy is just going to be more farm than you. To be fair, they actually have pretty comparable CS, which I guess it's because Miro has 5 deaths and he has 2, right? So probably just a bit of a, you know, they're losing the game type vibe, which is absolutely the case. You know, being behind on CS when, you know, you have 3 less deaths and an AK lead is obviously, you know, shows the difference in the heroes. But yeah, it's fine, you know, because there's like, the way in which Shaker uses net worth is definitely very efficient, right? Especially on the Refresher, it's just like, if you mess up a little against Refresher Shaker, it's just cooked. Okay, they're going to find the Bane. Another nice thing about this hero is just like very easy to execute kills. You just Fisher. I mean, he didn't Fisher there, but probably could have. He's just greeting it out. I don't know. Sure. Fisher's top wave, cutting the wave, and a Refresher done at minute 26. And this is, I think they'll nerf the item next patch. I don't personally mind if they don't. I do believe that the item is just fine. It kind of just like lets heroes scale. Some heroes that would otherwise struggle to scale. And so it means that like not only the hard carry can scale, there's a lot of heroes that can be like a menace at minute 50. And maybe that's like a bit concerning for subs, but I think it's okay. Fight breaks out. So the execution here is a little weird because you don't have BKB, so you can't just jump in. Just gonna Fisher up the middle, which, okay, it hits on, alright. So it hits on 2, then he decides after the Fisher to Echo. Wow, he actually doesn't, he just straight up cannot use his spells. Oh, this is gonna be a big problem. Okay, I mean, yeah, it actually was probably a huge issue. I feel like this third Fisher, you just need Greedy. You either need the mana or you need Greedy. It's actually crazy. I guess you can't exactly rush this without the correct enchantment. That's pretty funny. He was full mana. I mean, it's not like he was missing mana. He is full mana. Because this next Fisher would have been huge, right? This would have been really nice. It would have stopped this Sprout, which would let the Lesh chase and probably finish off a kill here, or at least let the Lesh cleanly disengage if he wanted to. So, all right, bit of a mana problem, but whatever. They win the fight anyway. The Echo is obviously huge. And another thing you have to keep in mind that's like pretty interesting about these Echoes is that they actually shoot Aftershocks up the Fisher. So it's like gonna comically chain stun Timber a little bit. I don't know. It just like looks funny. You're just like accidentally stunning this guy a bunch. Like every spell you cast is just casually stunning him. And yeah, it's kind of the reason why Fisher range seems pretty reasonable. Obviously, Aftershock damage also seems great when you're casting this many spells with Refresher, but yeah, the Fisher range seems pretty damn good, especially something like against something like Bane. There's maybe canceling grip, or just like putting the Fisher near him so you can cancel his grip with like a W. Seems pretty great. But yeah, they kite out the fight, win it. Wow, at this point he one-shots the... Oh, that's if he's melee range, I guess. Yeah, I guess if you're melee range of the wave, you one-shot it because you're hitting the Aftershock immediately. Yeah, at this point, the game is obviously very, very good. Looking at the bots, I wonder how he's going to solve the mana problems. I mean, I guess you can just level up, but you also just leveled Echo Slam, which increases the mana cost. So how will he go about... He's one off neutral item, probably will identify that, hey, I ran out of mana. He's got to look for movement speed mana or greedy. Maybe he didn't get it, or I don't know, but he cannot use his spells. So he needs to figure out something. Use up a Shiva's. I mean, sure, you definitely buy BKB next. I think it's just stupid not to. Like, greeting out from this position when you're this strong. The only item I can maybe see being okay is like Octarine, as it lets you play more of a backline caster and you can play super careful, like use the Refresher combo late into the fight. But yeah, I think like not going BKB against like the enemy team comp. I mean, they're mostly magic damage. Even NP carry is like mostly magic until like much later. And so yeah, it's like highly unnecessary to not go BKB. You're just gonna create too many variants in how you can die. But okay, kind of missed this team fight here. Let's go back quickly. Deep into the triangle. Probably just going to be a casual... Oh no, he actually gets rooted. Will he Fisher the Timber? He will. Sometimes you don't want to Fisher these high HP targets because it's like you don't really want to commit on them, but ends up kind of poking the BKB. Gets put in a seemingly bad spot, but thankfully they're just... I mean, the Willow got forced out a moment ago, so they're just not ready to punish, and now with the BKB force, they're going to look on the mid wave very hard. As he bumps into the Willow. Again, looks pretty awkward, but will he Echo here? Yes. And I think that's a great Echo. It's going to get a lot of damage on the Willow, a lot of damage on the Timber, and mainly lets him kite out. And oh, this is the Shard coming into play. I always forget about this, because it's just such a weird mechanic, but honestly, he probably could have even Oh, that was the Kayayasha. It comes out so fast, the Fisher. Right? Perfect chain stun, really intervaling the stuns well. And then walks just through the trees, gets force staffed in a very good way, and yeah, he's out. Super out. So great fight. Goes off top wave, siege it up, level 20. It's got to be echo damage. To me, that's like the giga no-brainer one. The other ones are honestly all of his talents are good, except enchant totem damage. It's pretty bad. I mean, maybe if you're going like Ags and such, it's like okay, but even then, it doesn't seem that good. It's like okay. Echo damage is just, I don't know, especially when you're this item build, is insane. But okay, getting some Lotuses close to the BKB, and now your hero is terrifying. You actually farm very fast because you can bots around, kill off a lot of creeps. You have enough mana to kill neutrals occasionally if you want. But mainly lane creeps. This hero, its really main objective is to fix the waves and get farm that way. But yeah, you can see he has the mana to do this now. 23 mana regen. Oh my god. Oh my god. 23. 2.4 for Mystical, but still. That is crazy. That is crazy. Alright, they're going to take Roche. No refresher. He decides that they are not contesting, so he's going to go top. Oh, finds the kill. Again, why would he echo? I think this was another echo that was a little weird to me. Do you really need to echo? I mean, I feel like this guy is like Omega dead. Like, this echo is dealing almost no damage. How much do you need this full chain stun? Maybe. Does he have Satanic? No. I don't know. Whatever. He plays it safe. It's TI. I guess I can't blame him a little bit, but I'm not so sure. That guy looks Omega dead. If you're TPing in TA and Leshrac, maybe if you're only TPing in Leshrac, I could see it as getting gone on. Oh, he actually looks pretty dead here. Full combos to try to disengage, but oh my god. What? That was free pathing range? He walks... How can you... That is in range of the Fisher? He walks through the tree there. And he kind of knew. What? What in the world? Oh my god, they're probably dead. I mean, the Willow's probably dead. Gets a hit. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. What a play. That is ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if he would have died even if he couldn't have walked through that tree, but the fact that he could is just something. That is comical. Alright, and that is the end of this Dota 2 match. He probably will Fisher here. This looks like a pretty good... Okay, no, decides to hold it. Wanting to kite the Timber Ags as they'll initiate now. Actually blinks melee range to make sure he hits the Bane to stop the sleep. Wow, that is heads up. Usually Fishers like that are kind of awkward because they put you like too close to the enemy, which you don't want to do, but I guess because he has BKB, it's totally acceptable now. He can definitely play like that. What a cogs. Alright, that's going to be all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.